Welcome to Living Face Midweek Devotions. Today I want to start a new focus, a focus on finding joy in our calling, that God has actually called us for works of service. And as we start this first week, I want to focus on how work is actually a privilege. Now I know in society today and in our world today, work doesn't always seem like a privilege. In fact, a lot of times it feels like a burden, it's mundane, it's kind of a necessary evil, it's a means to an end, right? And so today I want to focus on how we can change our mindset and really turn that into a positive thing, that work is a blessing, that God has blessed us with our jobs, God has blessed us with our abilities and our talents to be able to perform and do things for others, for ourselves, to be able to bless us with food and house and home. Work is a privilege. And to help us really center on that theme, let's turn to Genesis chapter 2. Genesis chapter 2 is right after God created the world. And look at what it says in the first few verses. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the seventh day God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day he rested from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created. When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and no shrub of the field had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no man to work the ground. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. The Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat of it, you will surely die." Now normally when you turn to Genesis chapter 2 and even on to chapter 3, we focus on kind of the bad parts of it. How Adam and Eve did take the fruit from that tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they sinned. They broke God's commandment. But I want to focus on before that occurrence took place. Look at how this chapter started. God worked. God created the world. God, in his perfect state, always in his perfect state, worked. Work was a good thing. And in fact, part of his work was to create us, humans, and even in his own image, perfect, holy, righteous. God in his work made us from his handiwork. What a blessing. And then even in that, as he created us, he created us to rule over the animals on the land, to be the crown of his creation, to work the ground, to till the soil, to take care of the plants that he had planted. And it was a privilege. It was a wonderful thing to work the creation that God had created. Work is a privilege. But then what happened to the work? When Adam and Eve took that fruit from the wrong tree, the tree that they were told not to, work no longer was a privilege. But rather it turned into sweat of the brow, it turned into toil, labor. Through painful toil, you were labeled all the days of your life. Women now looked at work or even childbearing as a bad thing or a hard thing or as a painful thing, and it wasn't that before. Work kind of got a lot of its bad connotations starting then. And so today, work still carries lots of difficulties, lots of burdens, lots of stress. But as Christians, we can look at how God created work. We can push all the bad perspectives aside and focus on how God created it, that He created it to bless us, to provide for us, but also as an opportunity to give back to Him, to be good managers of the things that He has given us, to look at it as a privilege. So as we go to work today and this week, and not just a job, but all the things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis to make sure that we live healthy, to take care of our own bodies, to take care of our own families, all those things, to take care of our neighbors. All those things, yes, they are work, but they're a privilege because God created them to bless us. God created them as an opportunity for us to serve and worship Him. May God bless you as you look at it in this way and as you turn work into a privilege to serve Him. Work as an opportunity to do your best, not for yourself, but to do your best for God. God bless you, dear friends. Hope to see you next time.